What's going on, y'all? This your boy Rich Latta here, back with another video. We're going to be reacting to the huge news of Reggie Bush suing USC and the NCAA for his name, image, and likeness. The time and day has finally come. All right, so we got the story pulled up right here. This is major, not only because of the controversy that happened with Reggie Bush throughout, his college career, his post-college career, and now what looks to be something to where he's going to open up a can of worms to get back NIL money for people that were wrongfully kind of taken advantage of with the name, image, and likeness. And if he cracks this open, we are going to be in a full Marty McFly zone. Reggie Bush is one of the greatest, and I mean absolute greatest, college football players to ever live. Just so spectacular in the open field. He was a one-man highlight, if you ever seen his run against Fresno State or his high school tape or even his college tape. He was just, phenomenal, and, he had to end up giving his Heisman back through a lot of other stuff. He had an up and down. Some would say, he was ahead of his time for the NFL, but this is going to be monumental. So let's get into reading this here. So former USC running back in 2005, Heisman Trophy winner Reggie Bush has filed a lawsuit against the university, the Pac-12, and the NCAA, seeking compensation for his name, image, and likeness during his time with the program. In the filing, Bush's legal team says that the three organizations earned significant compensation thanks to Reggie Bush's significant popularity and prominence by way of TV contracts, merchandise sales, and media rights. I don't know how you can argue that you did not benefit from this. NCAA, USC, Pac-12, those should be open and shut cases right there. Bush's attorneys said that in a release, even after he left to UFC to play in the NFL, these three entities continued to benefit financially from his reputation without any acknowledgement of his contribution. USC always gets to be the school Reggie Bush was there for, the national championships, even before he had to give back to Heisman. He's a part of the USC lore of the early 2000s and mid 2000s. Like, that's there. Absolutely. This case is not just about seeking justice for Reggie Bush. So as I thought, Evan Selleck, one of the attorneys representing Bush, said it's about setting a precedent for the fair treatment of all college athletes. Our goal is to rectify this injustice and pave a way for a system where athletes are rightfully recognized, compensated, and treated fairly for their contributions. The USC and the Pac-12 did not immediately return requests from ESPN for comments on Bush's lawsuit. In 3 seasons at USC, Bush became one of the most prolific college players of his era. His 1740 rushing yards and 18 total TDs during his junior season resulted in him winning the Heisman Trophy that year. That Heisman, however, was forfeited in 2010 by both USC and Bush due to NCAA violations surrounding impermissible benefits. USC also had to vacate the 2004 national title, the first time a major college football program was stripped of a national title. The NCAA also stripped UFC of 14 games, victories in 14 games that Bush played, including the BCS national title blowout win over Oklahoma. As a result, Bush was not associated with the school in any way until recently. The adoption of NIL compensation for current college athletes in 2021 prompted this action from Bush and his legal team, so he had to be licking his chops once all this started. He began lobbying for his trophy to be returned, and Bush filed a separate ongoing lawsuit against the NCAA for defamation after a spokesman claimed that Bush was involved in pay-for-play arrangements. You got to prove that stuff. Earlier this year, the Heisman Trust reinstated Bush's award, citing enormous changes in the college football landscape, which led to Bush and USC becoming reacquainted. I didn't know that. His number 5 jersey, which had been removed from the LA Memorial peristyle after the NCAA sanctions were handed down was brought back and displayed at USC's home opener this season. We appreciate that the new administration at USC is trying to pick up the pieces of the former administration's unjust and improper handling of Reggie Bush, said Levi McCathern II, one of Bush's attorneys. However, the delay in fixing this speaks volumes. Bush and USC had also been reportedly in talks to have him lead the team out of the tunnel for a game this season. I don't think that's going to happen as long as this lawsuit's going. So the only drawback I can kind of think of here is that even under the new NIL rules, that's a sponsorship through like a business or something like that. So I don't know how USC themselves would because the universities, to my knowledge, don't directly pay the NIL. They just allow players to, get advertising, do, autograph things, do, stuff with car dealerships and, major brands like Gatorade, Nike, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know how they would say the USC or Pac-12 or the NCAA are directly owe Reggie Bush money for that. What I think would have to happen is Reggie Bush would have to prove those loss of wages, which would have been enormous for someone like him at that time. And then what I think happened is, them having to do the strip of the Heisman. A lot of this stuff has become very tenuous for Bush and his reputation and, with USC. So if he finds the right court to think about this thing, is like, yeah, man, y'all kind of do owe this man. This could be a game changer for a lot of athletes, and you're going to see lawsuits flying left and right. The only thing I struggle with is knowing how USC directly owed him money. That's the only thing. If you're suing because of the NIL ruling, I think you got to find a way to be like, yo, this is what I would have made. This is in the ballpark, and go from there. So hopefully his legal team can figure that out, because if this happens, this is a huge step for past athletes and future ones, to be able to have the university or the big institutions like the NCAA on the hook in some type of legal ruling. It can be used as precedent. So I'm interested to see what happens. I hope Reggie gets, the stuff that was coming to him. I'm all about, I love when the NIL stuff started getting announced, and who should really benefit more from this than Reggie Bush? Let me know, because I've always had those conversations, who would have killed it during NIL? But Bush's situation has a lot of minefields here. But if he makes it through, line up, get ready. So my name is Rich, and that's kind of what I thought of this whole thing. This is gonna be wild, man. So anyway, I'll holler at y'all next time. Peace.